Live.
And I believe I can. Nope.
I believe you can what?
Nope. I don't want to quote that man. I'm so sorry. World, continue.
You were like, I can believe that you're alive, Andy. That's what I thought you were gonna say.
That is, I could say that. Your face is alive. All right, go.
I I don't feel it's alive. Okay, everyone, we'll be starting very shortly. So yeah, you know the drill. Don't go anywhere. Get a snack and enjoy some
Yes,
music and
get a
music.
snack from exactly where you are. You cannot leave to get it.
No, I mean, well, if we'll be right back.
Thirty seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Flash Podcast, your party for all things CW's The Flash, starring Grant Gustin Barry Allen, aka the Reverse Flash. This week, I'm your host Andy Fawn, as always, and joining me are my co-hosts Toddy and Breeze Fawn. Girls, how are you doing tonight?
Wow, we're all fawns
We're all
suddenly.
fawns now. This is the Fawn Podcast now.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know that we were all Team Fawn. I'm doing great. I just learned that True Beauty was in the top 10 most Googled shows of 2021. So, congratulations, True Beauty. Yay. Anyway, back to the Flash.
Back to the Flash. Breeze, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Question mark.
Question mark,
It doesn't sound that good. It's the opposite day.
It is because we're talking about Ebard as the Flash, so it is.
It's the reverse. It's the reverse day. It's the reverse day. So, as you guys can tell, Lazy Fawn isn't with us today. Are we allowed to say what she's doing today?
I don't know. Are we?
She's doing something very exciting that you guys will see next week. That's all I will say. I think I can say that without getting anyone in trouble. But
if you follow her on Twitter, I'm sure she will share the link when it is live. So make sure to do that.
But we do have an amazing guest with us who was with us last week. And listen, like, now that I fully know the love for the Reverse Flash that she has, listen, like, I knew instantly I gotta bring her back I pray to the Lord that she is available on Wednesday, and she is the fantastical, beautiful, amazing Vanessa Shark Fawn from the Anime Podcast. Girl, welcome, Vanessa. Vanessa, welcome back. How are you doing today?
Vanessa Shark Fawn. I like the ring of that. Thank you for the lovely introduction. I'm glad and always happy to be on the podcast. I love to talk about Eobard and his creepy things that he likes to do. So I am happy to be back. Thank you for asking me to be back. Yay.
Yes.
Excited to have you.
We're very happy.
So yeah, everyone who's tuning in right now, thank you so much. Hope everyone's doing well, staying safe, because no matter what certain people want you to believe, this global thing ain't over. So be safe. Let's survive 2021 as much as possible. With
so
only
we can thrive in 2022.
Yes, with all the glory in it. So yeah, I don't really think there's any news, honestly. Like, there's been, of course, interviews coming out in the past few days, for this episode, but like in terms of like season 8 news, it's quiet, and it's gonna probably be quiet for quite a while after next week, since we won't be back until March. I mean, the TV show won't be back. We're not gonna be gone but like. We know Robbie and Mel's coming back.
Yes!
Yay!
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting to find out if he's Marcus.
Marcus?
Remember if he's the doppelganger?
Martin? Wait.
That guy that Alex is going to introduce to Caitlin. She was like, hey, there's this guy Marcus. I'm just waiting for that to be Robbie and Mel. I'll be like, wait a second.
I mean, I just want Ronnie and Caitlin together again, because I'm like, they were married for one afternoon. if even an hour, it could have been 10 minutes for all we know in Flash time, and so that's something. But yeah, I guess I know there was something. I know Jordan Fisher did an interview recently where he was teasing a little bit about his return this season, because we know that even if they haven't officially announced, I guess, like, we know they're back. Like, we know that Nora and Bart are back.
And we're seeing Rick Cosmet too, right? Soon.
Yeah. Oh wait, are we?
Yeah, we're seeing Rick Cosmet. We're seeing him in we're seeing him, but we're seeing him in a flashback. And I don't buy it though. I think there's something more going on, because he got because he had like long hair before then. Like, he cut his hair, and I think like, I don't think this is just for a flashback. I think there's something else going, and maybe
thoughts.
Maybe I will finally get that plot points resolved from season 1, where like his body just goes up in the wormhole and we never see it again.
Right.
We all know that trope. If you ain't seeing a body, that person may not be necessarily dead. So,
well, we did see a body, but perhaps the body was resurrected. And
listen, I need to see the body, elevate, get sucked into the hole, and then smash it down to the ground to know if he's dead or not. Very morbid tonight. I'm very morbid. But that's because I'm the reverse version of myself.
We are the long.
It was fun all along. Someone did an edit of Agatha all along, but like every time they said Agatha, they put in Eobard, like with a like Siri voice, and then like a bunch of clips with Eobard for all the seasons. If I find it, I will send it to y'all. So yeah, kind of quiet right now, but that's not going to stop us from discussing a huge episode and a huge part of Armageddon. So let's just get into it. Let's get into episode 4 of season 8 of The Flash, called Armageddon Part 4, and it was written by Lauren Barnett and directed by the one and only Chad Lowe, aka everyone's maybe least favorite father on Pretty Little Liars. That's up for debate.
Dang.
Listen. I love the moms on PLL. The dads were like a disaster, I feel like, for most.
Well, I feel like the moms were kind of disastrous too, but the dads were either boring or terrible.
Or they were Superboy from Young Justice. Like,
sure.
Yeah, the first time me and Catherine Linderstorm probably ever Skyped, which was a 6-hour Skype call, she broke me by saying, "You know that Spencer's dad from Pure Life, he is Superboy on Young Justice, right?" And I'm like, I don't know what life is anymore. So, but yeah, so we pick up right where we left off last week with Barry getting sucked into 2031, and my God, there are so many timeline changes, and it's funny, and it's disastrous, it's confusing, and it's all these feelings all at the same time. So basically, what has happened is that Eobard was like, he got really furious at Barry saying that I got faster, didn't you, in 718, and decided to go back in time and be the one that gets hit by the particle accelerator explosion and become the Flash, kill Joe, fall in love with Iris West, and basically make Barry into the Reverse Flash, but also killing him as a child. Also, spoiler if you haven't watched the episode. But, but on this podcast, we don't do spoilers, because if you come to the Flash podcast, or
You've obviously watched The Flash.
Exactly. Or in this case, a Reverse Flash podcast. If you come in here and gonna watch us and listen to us, we don't care. Like, if you haven't seen the episode, you're lost. Like, we go full into spoilers. And basically, Barry, like Cinderella, has till midnight to fix things, and there ain't no fairy godmothers to save him here, because in this it's Damien Dark, Baby Baba Boo, dark magic, whatever. So it's a lot. A lot goes down, and once again, the show proves that no matter what universe, no matter what timeline, no matter what anachronism or whatever legends nonsense, whatever, nothing can keep West Island away apart from each other.
Oh.
So I'm gonna start with our lovely guest Vanessa, and one of the main reasons I brought her on for today. So what was it like to see Eobard basically live his best life for 42 minutes?
This is Eobard's dream. Like, he has been up in the comics and in the show. The show has been less clear about it with whatever version they go with. But Eobard is the stan, the toxic stan, the fanboy, always in your mentions. Like, I don't agree. I think you could do this better. What about this? I just love you so much. Like, literally, that's Eobard. And that's why I love him so much, because we've all been there at one age or another. I used to be like that. I'm blocked by Katy Perry on Twitter because of my very poor Twitter skills back in the day.
Fun fact, I never knew about this.
I don't know if I still am, but last I checked, I was. But that's why I love Eobard so much, is because he reminds me of, like, the Barbs, the little monsters, the the army, the navy, he is toxic fandom. And that was, like, kind of ahead of its time back in the day, because that's kind of like no one really talked about it when he came on the Silver Age. And, like, that's not something that was like, you can't be obsessed with a man. And that's why there was a lot of coding on that, like, oh, he's so obsessed, he's in love. And, like, there's a lot of layers in why Eobard's so obsessed with Barry and wanted to be him. Like, he's like, but if I can't be him, I'm gonna be his his enemy. So it was really cool to see him actually, like, live out the little fantasy. And it's so much fun to see Tom have fun with it, because he's like, just Eobard's just like a little petty douchebag. Like, I don't know, it's just so petty. And it's extra petty that he, like, got him to, like, they basically killed the Legends and Cisco, which I'm very mad about. And so, like, he was doing all this and just adding extra, like, pain to it, like, by having Barry be the one that kills Joe and, like, all this stuff. So it was pretty it was pretty awesome, actually. So I liked it. I like seeing, and then I love seeing, Grant Rack. I love seeing everyone beat Barry's behind. I loved that whole fight scene. I love.
You can say yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure which one I could say, but yeah, I wasn't expecting that to be how the team up with Batwoman would go. But I love that she wasn't like, oh, this is a team up with the Flash. It's like, no, this is, Iris is my best friend, and I'm here for her. And so I really loved that aspect of it. I loved him being in the Cortex, leading, looking really good in his suit. And yeah, it was very clear that he's a leader and not a team player, which I think is a huge difference between him and Barry Allen, our true Flash. Like, Barry's more collaborative, and Eobard's like, no, do this, go. Like, he's commanding Sentinel around, like, wait, when did Sentinel become part of the team? It was very weird. So that part was like, okay, it was cool, the differences in how they led their team. And just, any chance he gets to taunt Barry, he'll take it. But he's also so busy doing that, because he's obsessed with Barry, that he's not noticing that Iris is not fully living the fantasy that he built for her. So anyway, all in all, I love that.
I'm gonna put this tweet up from Lido saying Tom was definitely hitting the gym to fill out that suit.
Yes, I was looking respectfully looking.
A lot.
Exactly.
There was a lot of fans online when the photos dropped that were like, "There's something about Tom Cavanaugh filling out this suit that does it for them." I mean, I'm like that,
The people were happy.
I
Yeah.
saw many of those tweets.
I mean,
The
listen,
fans were serviced.
he looked great. He did look
Yeah.
great. There's no denying.
He is a very, very fit dude. Like in person, I was like, damn, okay. You don't expect people his age to look like that.
Right.
And so, yeah, I got a few thirsty asks in my Tumblr inbox because of that.
Mind the Gap says, should he look like Wells? Well, I mean, at this point, I think it's like Vanessa brought up last week that Matt Letcher just has it seemed like he hasn't asked to come back according to Matt. So but also he's also on Todd, what's the show that he's on that you were doing something for?
Matt Lesher?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, what show was it?
It was a Netflix
Narcos
show.
Mexico.
Yes, Narcos Mexico. Thank you.
Oh.
But his
You guys
like role in
remember
that
what I
was
do
not
more
that
than what I
big.
do.
Like
Right.
he could have.
Well, the thing is with Matt and like he looked like Wells. I think part of it comes from the original construction of Tom's contract. He signed on to play Eobard Thawne.
Right.
In later. So at the end of the day, it's Tom's role to refuse. So they are working it out, and they introduced the Wells thing, and he was like, I never wanted to play Wells, but I'll play him. But Eobard's my role. So that is something he's always been very clear on.
Right.
And he's been cool with sharing it with Matt, and Matt got his whole thing on Legends. So I think people are so concerned about Eobard looking blonde when the entire cast doesn't look like the comic books. Like Barry is not blonde, Iris isn't white.
She's not white. I am done with the show.
I don't get why people are still stuck on the Letcher thing. He hasn't been on the show for years. Like, so I feel like it's a little bit almost of a, not mind the gap. He's asking, or they're asking, that's fine. But I feel like a lot of people bring up the Matt thing as an insult to Tom, and I'm kind of over it. Like, it's like bringing up your ex after years of marriage. Like, get over it. I'm sorry.
You're not wrong on that front. Not that I'm speaking for the intentions of people, but you're not wrong that like at this point everyone should just be used to the fact that when you're gonna see Eobard, it's gonna be
it's Tom
Cavanaugh.
Wells' face, which that was established later on in the season for sure. And the show has not done a good job of explaining why he's still using Wells' face, and I don't know if that's a specific choice because they're doing that, or if Tom's just like, no, I'm Eobard, whatever. Eobard we all look alike, whatever. So I don't know if that's the case, but Tom's Eobard. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I love both of them. Like Matt Letcher, like he definitely looks a lot like Eobard from the comic. It's almost like scary how much what the similarities they have. But it's like for me, I will still say to this day that Tom Cavanaugh as Reverse Flight is maybe one of the most inspired superhero / comic book castings I've seen in my generation. Because I knew Tom kind of much, very much from Scrubs, and I love his comedy work and so on. But like to see him play this, very dark and again sociopathic role, and again it's like, Reverse Flash does a lot of horrible stuff. But it's like I love to hate this villain, like because he's a well-written counterpart to Barry. I mean, he's the reverse of Barry Allen, and I love it. It's like I cannot I can imagine Batman without the Joker, because at this point I'm just like, there's just too much Joker in live action. I'm like we can scale down a little bit. Come on now, but Reverse Flight, I cannot imagine the Flash without the Reverse Flight, whether it's in the comics or in movies or video games or what have you. So, and if Matt is if Tom is the one who they sign on for this role, then there's nothing wrong that he's the one who keeps coming back. Yeah, I agree that definitely they should try and maybe explain it at some point. But at the same time, I'm like, it's a plot point that I'm like, don't really necessarily need an explanation to. Like, as long as the story is good, I will enjoy it. And this week is one of those examples. So, but Todd, how about you? And also because I just saw that you called me out on Twitter.
I called you out on Twitter?
Yeah, that I won't Talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about.
I think
won't let you...
I think it's just appropriate. This is the Flash podcast. It's not the Chownu podcast. It's totally fine.
But it's like but the lives and the scenes like
The
it
lies?
is. And even listen, I will quote. Join the Flash podcast as we discuss how the Flash Armageddon Part 4 was a fabulous showcase for Candace Pat and how True Beauty is the best teen drama of our time. JK, it is, but Andy will not let me talk about name of this actor for more than 30 seconds. So
see, and that was our 30 seconds. Thank you, everyone. Please stand.
Please. You know what? I will.
Taehyung from BTS is about to beat him in Instagram followers, and it's so sad, but that's okay. They're both deserving. We love them both. Okay,
go for it.
Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, Eobard Thawne. I love how petty he is, and I love that he constructed this entire reality, and yet it's like the least evil we've seen him be. Obviously, he murdered Barry as a child, and that's pretty evil. And then, desecrated his memory by turning him into the Reverse Flash. But aside from that, he has been reasonably leading the team to the point that everyone in Team Flash is working for him and simultaneously a good person still. Like, I thought it was going to be like a weird world where everyone was kind of evil because like we're all working for Eobard, right? And he's evil, but he's not. He really did make himself the hero. He really did live a whole life as the hero of this world so that he could get one up on Barry. That's how petty he is. That's so crazy to me. I love that. Exactly. I love that for him. It's like all this time, he's just like in your face, Barry, who's not even here. Look at me, living your life, loving your woman, being the hero you can't be because you're dead. It's like, okay. That's so wild. Also, I just have this question just kept like bugging me the whole time. I'm like, okay, like, listen, he's looking good. But he's kind of old. And he and Iris have been doing this for 10 years plus what she and Barry were, because it's 10 years later or whatever, right? It's 2031 and they're not married yet. Like, what happened? She really must not have been that into him. Like, it really wasn't really hard for him to get her to think that she loved him because it's so long and they're still not married. That's so crazy. So yeah, overall, loving it, living it, love, live, living. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Gaslight girl boss. Okay. What else do I have to say about this? I love the rivalry, obviously, between Eobard and Barry. Like, this is what I came into the show for, right? This whole situation where Reverse Flash is trying to mess up Barry's life, and then we lost it after season 1 for however long. It comes back like once every 2 years for 10 seconds. So I was so glad to get technically a whole crossover event, but really just this like one episode plus whatever happens next week. That was really, refocusing on it. And that I can infuse all of the wonderful comic backstory that Vanessa has just shared with us into that story, even if they don't explicitly say it on the show. Good times for fun times for the whole family. All right. There you go.
I mean, keep going.
You're typing.
No, I'm letting you talk. I want to debunk the tweet. I do not silence my co-host on this. I do not silence my co-host. If you all put up with me for 8 years rambling about whatever it is that I ramble about.
8 years. You're just rambling about the best of things. But no, I really enjoyed it.
I worked in Tom Welling every season,
even
though he has nothing with the show. So
as you should.
So talk about
always have something to do with the show.
Talk about the thing that you thought I only would like to talk about for 30 seconds.
Well, I don't know what else there's to say about it. Chownu stars in a K-drama called True Beauty, and it's super cool that it's in the top 10 list because it wasn't on Netflix, unlike Squid Game. It's not even on any of the show, like the platforms that you can find on Flix Patrol, because it was literally only available on Viki, something no one uses, and it's still in the top 10 list. Okay, that's all. We love True Beauty. We had to stand.
Is that like the version of Epics that no one knows about? Like when?
Well, I mean, it's sort of. It's just like an Asian drama website that's specifically for Asian dramas. Okay. So like, you're only going to use it if you're already into Asian dramas.
Okay.
But anyway, that's all. That's all I have no more to say about it, other than you should follow him on Instagram so that he can not get defeated by BTS.
All feed us? We all good? We all good?
Yes, we're good. We're good. We're good now. Thank you.
Now we're setting for whatever Breeze wants to talk about. No, I'm kidding.
Only I get this privilege. Thank you.
Breeze, what were your thoughts on the Reverse Flashpoint, as Eobard put it so well?
So I do have several thoughts, but I wanted to start with a question since we're questioning things that don't make sense. So he killed Barry as a child, but Barry in that world is still the Reverse Flash. So someone explain that to me, how that works. Like if Barry was killed as a child, how did he become the Reverse Flash?
It is. I was right. It is Eobard in a Barry suit. He would just pretend to be Barry Allen, quote unquote, like he would pretend to be the Flash. And then he told people the Flash is really Barry Allen, and this dude who does not exist because he's dead. But
yeah, they said mentioned something about the timeline not being cemented, but I don't think. Yeah, I think Tati's right. Like I think he was pretending to be the reverse because he did say like later on he like killed Barry. Like it was like years later he went back to kill Barry as a baby. But yeah, they didn't really. They just said the timeline was cementing, but I don't think that version of Barry, unless they like created a whole version of Barry that's like actually evil.
No, because there was a part where Barry was like, I thought I was going crazy, and then everyone's like, no, it was me.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah,
happening. Yeah. But that reminds me of the comic book panel where he was like, it was me who like left the door open so your dog would die, and it was me who did that. Okay.
Yeah, so that was kind of my only question. I'm like, that's a little confusing because of anyway, timeline stuff. But I thought it was a really good storyline. I think it was actually one of the better Eobard storylines because he actually gets to like interact with more people. Like honestly, since season 1, because it is him like really actually trying to destroy Barry. I feel like all of his other schemes since season 1 have been like a little half-baked, like not that interesting, like too easy for Barry to defeat. But this one was like complex. Like you have to give it to him. He really thought this one through. It was fun to see how he kind of led Team Flash in Barry's stead. I thought watching Barry work with Damien Dark was kind of interesting. I am curious as to why they decided to bring that character back, other than he could be turned because he loves his daughter who is dead in this timeline. I feel like that was kind of a random choice. Nothing against Neil McDonough, but like I feel like they always just bring back Damien. Like, is there no one else they can bring back for these stories?
Having a good time.
I think they should bring back. If we're gonna bring back characters, I think we need to bring back Tobias Whale.
Yeah,
for it.
Lady Eve is my preference. I don't know Tobias that much. He's got enough screen
wait, Eve is at least alive though, so she could come back.
Yeah, it was ambiguous whether she died or not. So
I was so angry.
A good point made my Mind the Gap, who made a commented. I wanted to address that too.
This one.
Yeah.
Mind the Gap says for people who are listening at home, it does show the charisma of Tom Cavanaugh because no one really talks how creepy it was from Iris' perspective. Yeah,
I think this is a direct parallel to what happened with the Mirror Iris story last season, right? It's icky, it's creepy, it's all non-consensual. Like they're doing things without other people's consent. Like it's all very, very strange. But in this reality, Iris doesn't know any different. So she's just like, but actually deep down she does. That was a twist that, that there's something wasn't right in the reality, and which also makes her different than Grant or Barry, sorry. She could tell if something was wrong. So I do think that the perils are similar, but it is true. Like I have not seen that much people talking about how it's weird to very creepy from Iris. I think it's because Eobard didn't do this to take Iris, like, oh, I'm going to make her mine in a creepy way. And it's creepy, but not in a way, he didn't go after her in the way that villains usually go after the partners of their arch nemesis. It's either by fridging them or by, doing uncomfortably sexual things to them. This was more of like, I wanted Barry's life, and that includes Iris. So I think that made it a little bit less creepy than if he was just like, Iris is the love of my life, damn it. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's partially why that people aren't really commenting on how creepy it is versus how much we were raising hell over the Mirror Iris story.
By the way, I was looking up how old, because I've never actually known how old Tom Cavanaugh is. It says he's 58 years old. Like he does not look 58.
No, he's literally looked the same for like 10 years. I have no idea. Maybe he's gotten work done. I don't know. Or
he's just his skincare routine.
Yeah, he just drinks a lot of water.
Or he's really, maybe he really is a speedster. Like
he doesn't drink alcohol like at all.
Good
So
for
that's
him.
probably a big reason, because I'm not even lying. When I stopped drinking as much alcohol, I actually feel like I was starting to look younger, because alcohol is actually like, especially when you get older, can actually make you look old when you're older. So
What? Oh, you will laugh at this then, because one of my friends who was watching the series finale of the Blind Podcast series finale, he was like, "I didn't know you had like high schoolers on now, like on your podcast." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "That girl Vanessa, she looked like isn't she in high school?" I'm like, Vanessa. I'm like, Vanessa is not in high, like she
I
I
am
mean,
in my 30s, guys.
did not look good. But I was like,
Thank you.
what? I'm like, what? Like, yeah. Like he was like, are you sure she's not in high school? I'm like, the girl is married and has a job, and she's
The
you know
fountain
like
of eternal youth.
I'm
she is.
planning to adopt soon, so I am like, I'm
Aw,
gonna be a
congrats.
mom. Yeah.
So yeah,
Thanks, though.
I
I'm flattered.
I forgot. I completely forgot about it. I'm so glad I remembered it. No, please go on with your thoughts.
No, I mean, I think everyone pretty much covered it. The stuff with Reverse Flash in this timeline killing Legends and Cisco was very messed up. I do kind of wonder, to Vanessa, I think Vanessa's earlier point about Sentinel being a part of Team Flash, like, does Kara just not exist in this timeline? Like, I know, like, practically, for practical reasons why she wasn't in this episode, but it's kind of weird that they didn't even, like, mention her in passing like they did in some of the earlier episodes. I guess she's just off-world always forever. But yeah, I guess we'll talk more about some of the other changes to this timeline later, but there were a few things I did not love, but none of the parts involving Barry and Ebard, I thought those were all great.
Well, for me, I've been waiting for some really good Reverse Flash material. Like again, like season 5 is always gonna be a very hit or miss season for me. Like it's not a season. It's not a season I go back and rewatch a lot. But like, like for me, at the end of the day, like I always want Reverse Flash to be part of the show in one way or another. We can have different villains throughout, the season or the graphic novels that we have. That's why I'm so happy with Eric Wallace's new format, because it allows you can have a 5-episode arc with a villain, then Eobard can come back for a couple episodes, and then we can bring back someone else and do a new villain, etc., etc., etc. So, and this was so delicious. Like again, I think Tati was the one who said it, but like the fact that Eobard's pettiness gives me life energy. I like the fact that he did so much of this, and I'm just like, this is a DC universe villain, and I love it. I love it so much, and seeing the fact, and like I didn't even think about it until Vanessa brought it up that like seeing him as a leader, as a collaborator, with Barry, and as opposed to Barry, like that was an interesting dynamic. Like he was like he didn't even call like Allegro by name. He was like Garcia, go do this, or Troy do this, whatever. It's like there's like or Runk do this and so on. Like he clearly doesn't see all of them as his friends, but which is something that Barry does, and there was just a lot and also like Joe Blaine was on the team, and again, Kara must have had a really long ass trip off world, or she's just like, you know what, being editor chief of Catco, not feeling. I'm just gonna go back to Argo and live with Erica Durant's / Laura, but yeah, there's something that I get like why they couldn't explain it, whatever. So, but at the same time, I was also kind of like, what is going on though? But no, but just seeing it, I think like again, and the thing that we know, whenever the show does end, I don't at this point, I don't think it will be season 8. I think like maybe next season will be the final. Don't quote me anything. I do not want to get in trouble. That's just what I'm thinking. But like whatever time it will be when the show is getting ready to end, like I'm happy that we do have Eobard around. I mean, because I'm guessing after next week he will still be around in some capacity. But yeah, I look forward to it's just again like they always find ways, like to find new stories for him to do without feeling like, well, like we should have just saved him till like when we get to the final season. No, like he can still come back whenever. And also again, I think it makes so much sense given what happened in 718 last, several months ago. It would have been so weird if he just ran off, was you know what, I'm just gonna be gone for 12 months. until it's time for season finale and reveal that I've been doing something. No, he was furious with Barry, coming up in his face and being like, "I got faster, didn't you?" And after he was like, "I made you. You cannot be faster than me." Like, I love that. Like, in pacing wise, it makes sense that he would do it now. Like, he would start like, you know what? I'm not waiting. I'm going to destroy this boy's life, and that's what he almost did.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's like, honoring his intelligence. Again, like,
Yes.
as petty and as dangerous as he can be, like, listen, I think he can outdo Lex Luthor, honestly.
Woo,
Like,
speak on it.
like I like Eobard, like, without, like, he doesn't even need the richness that Lex has. Like, he could still do wonders, and that's why I feel like this Eobard feels like someone that he could fool all of us and like get away with it with so little, like, because he is like, it's like he is like an ultimate chess player. Like, he's always 10 steps ahead, and I love it. Um, and seeing him in the Flash costume, I never thought it would happen on this show, but I'm glad it did, because it was a funny, not funny like haha at them, but like it was funny to see like that we could actually still in season 8 get big surprises like this and see them basically switching to. I mean, I guess they kind of just threw away the old Reverse Flash costume, which I think it was about time. It was looking a little, a little
Dirty.
yeah, that's the nicest way I can put it. But yeah, like, also, like, I honestly, I do not like the new 52, like, Daniel West costume that they kind of drew inspiration from, because I always thought the whole Daniel West thing was, I was like freaked out by it. I didn't like it so much. So the fact that they put it on the show, I'm like, oh, so only parts of his costume is yellow, but the rest is black. How is it the reverse of Barry's costume? Because, like, what's the reverse of black? Why? I mean, like, Barry has nothing white on his costume besides the like tangent. But yeah, so I'm glad that they did an upgrade. But let's talk about some of the timeline changes. So the legends were dead. I guess Barry was really upset with Ava for not getting invited to the wedding. I'm like, well, I'm still gonna be.
Yeah, he heard that comment about drama following them, and he was like, "That's it."
I'm still gonna be a petty SOB about him, being like, I mean, he didn't need to go to the wedding. They managed to mess it up by themselves.
Oh.
They will.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, I guess this is the part where we talk about Damien Dark, because I just want to give a shout out to Damien. I love this Damien. This is so much fun. Fun villain Damien. He may have killed Cisco and Ray, and I was a little miffed about that, but then he was just so great. And also still the love of a father. The love of a father is still shining through.
I mean, let's not forget that he did kill Laurel. Like, like, don't you all think that I was like, kind of like both?
To be fair, we don't know if he killed Laurel in that reality.
Fair. Okay, you know what?
How much has changed since then? Yeah,
exactly.
Craig Byrne, how dare you walk into this chat and choose violence?
Damien Dark and Barry needed to make.
Oh no, we have a troll in the chat, guys.
I love it. Imagine Barry as Nora's stepfather.
It did seem like Damien really loved Reverse Flash Barry, so maybe there was some chemistry.
Yeah, I mean, I caught the vibe. Damien, Neil McDonough gives off big bad gay dad vibes, even though I'm pretty sure he's straight. Like, he just eats up that role.
Okay, can we talk about that for 1 second? Because, like, in season 2 or 3 of Legends, whenever he was on, I'm like, listen,
you felt it too.
I don't want to go and say what sexuality his characters have, but there is something about this man that screams bye. Like, I'm like, there is something going on here. Like there's a reality where I'm like, he could have made out with Matt Lecter's Reverse Flash if they wanted to. Like, I'm like, but we will say that for our fan fiction episode maybe later out in
there you
part
go.
2.
Yes, and that's your Reverse Flash Damien Dark fan fiction. Thank you.
There has to be.
It will be all written by Craig. Who, by the way, whoever doesn't know, Craig is he runs Flash TV News, Krypton Site, KSI TV, and like another 10,000 websites for awesome shows and
he is loved by them all.
He's awesome. Well, you know what? If I I think I can say that, Tom, my man Tom Welling, he loves him from Krypton side. He got some love at the what's it, the LA Comic-Con? Is that
Yeah,
what
and he
it's called?
just said Return of the Mac, which is something we all need.
The Mac, as in,
She who must not be named.
yeah, we don't need to like Voldemort. Voldemort is not part of my part. Anyway, so yeah, Damon Dark totally gig by in whatever reality. I'm fine with that. But we had that.
But I thought that was a great use. Like, I've never seen Legends used so well in the Flash. I didn't know the Flash watched Legends. So
well, they have to watch Legends to fix some of their mistakes sometimes.
Oh, he was referring to the dance. Just kidding. Damien's dance on Legends. All right, fine. You're accepted.
Yeah, it's happy belated birthday, Craig. He got to celebrate his birthday weekend at LA Comic-Con. But yeah, no, I am. Damien, yeah, for me, like, it's always funny that he keeps coming back because when I remember when he first got announced, all of us, like, in our Flash Parkers group, we were like, but didn't he die? Like, didn't he die? Because we didn't know if time travel was going to be part of the story in the show. But then, like, yeah, now it's like this makes sense. But they definitely watched Legends. Like, they saw the episode where all Felicity ruined Barry and Iris's wedding. Craig, let's simmer down on the Game of Thrones violence. We save it till when we get to our. We're not even past the A storyline yet. Let's see what other timeline changes were there. Yeah, like Batwoman was Batwoman and Sentinel were part of Team Flash. Ryan Choi was there.
So I think Batwoman was not part of Team Flash.
Right, she was just
visiting for the wedding because she said, I have to go back to Gotham because of Two-Face.
Yeah.
So I think she was just there for her bestie.
But it was actually kind of hilarious that when Eobard was like, suit up, Team Flash, and the only people that suited up were two people not on Team Flash.
That scene was weirdly funny to me because I'm like, we don't really see them suit up like that, like just like the Superman like go in the phone booth, like spin around type deal.
Phone booth. That's been a while.
I loved it because there's like a couple of moments in the comics. Like, I think I recently read Festival of Heroes. I think, with Grace Choi having dinner with like Black Lightning and Anissa and Jennifer, and a villain attacked. I think it was Mammoth, and she turned around and the entire Pierce family was suited up. She's like, "Did you guys just have that on you at dinner?" Imagine that. That just reminded me of that because like that's just how heroes are. They're always, you don't have to. If you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. You feel me?
Yeah. There you go. Like and I just keep thinking of that watch that Jefferson has with his suit in it. Again, still questioning why he has something that Odell gave to him. I'm like, bro, that is hella risky, but you do you. But let's see what other changes were, because I had
Ryan's wife and kids. Keeks mentioned it. That was a change because didn't he mention he was like a Rolling Stone or something? I honestly did not pay much attention to the Allegra Chester subplot that poor
we will get there.
Tyler got sucked into, but I was just
Kyler.
Poor Kyler. Better.
I mean, I don't even know how to respond to that. But I mean, should we? Should we just go to the?
Yeah, let's just do it.
I don't know what the structure is. I don't know.
It's really like it's all the other timelines. So it's all just let's go into the greatest heterosexual romance of our time. Allegra and Chester.
Shalegra.
Shalegra. There you go. I love it. However, am I wrong, or did Alex not say Kelly's name the whole?
She just said
episode?
Her wife. I feel
like
she really wanted us to know that she is married.
But I was like, you're married to Kelly, right? Like,
no, you know what happened?
Explicit about this?
You know what happened? You know what happened? And season 3 of Supergirl never had Maggie Sawyer Lee, and we were stuck with Florana Lima in this timeline.
Oh, truly the darkest timeline, or the fake Tannis timeline. But anyway. As we were,
ma'am.
I am glad to finally have it confirmed that what is happening between Allegra and Chester is indeed sexual chemistry, and not just me shipping any two people that stand next to each other. So thank you, Eric Wallace, for that one.
Yeah, I feel like that aspect of it was always kind of up in the air. Like you could read it either way. And this alt timeline scenario, just to pedal back since we didn't actually say what happened, like Chester and Allegra hook up after a spicy game of D&D.
As it should be.
And this is the B plot, not because of importance, because it's really not that important, but it takes up an inordinate amount of screen time on this episode.
Yeah.
Like a weird amount. I'm not sure what was going on in there. But anyway, he leaves and Allegra says he like ghosted her, but really he'd come back with like croissants or whatever, and then she got scared because she's so scared of relationships. Love because
It's
of
so
her
scary.
history of people abandoning her. And like Alex has to be like their relationship coach because, you know, as a married woman, she apparently is qualified to give everyone relationship advice.
You have one friend in your group who will be like, well, as someone who's been married for, you know, so and so, like, you know, comes back from the honeymoon, is like, listen, since I got married 2 weeks ago, here's how this is my perspective on life. And again, it's like that's not to like diminish someone who is married, because, you know, obviously someone who isn't married probably doesn't have the experience as someone who is married. But it was like she really wanted everyone to know that she is married and she's very happy. Like she really wanted people to know.
Yeah, it actually made me think it was like marriage propaganda, right? Our birth rate's going down.
To me, it was weird because why does Alex care? Like, I guess she's a part of Team Flash in this timeline, but like, why does she care so much about Chester? And like, she like the way she inserted herself is the way like someone would act like when they're like really good friends with someone. Like, it kind of reminded me of like Gary right now in Legends trying to like give Nate advice, like. But like that kind of makes sense because they're on the same team. Like Alex inserting herself into this situation just felt weird to me because like I don't even know if she's ever talked to those characters outside of this timeline. Yeah. I guess she might have like on the Zoom calls, but
can we rewind to the part Gary is doing what now? I must have missed an episode or something because this I'm
Gary,
like,
Gary and Gideon, is that what we're referring to?
No, how he was giving Nate relationship advice about moving into the totem. Sorry, Legend spoilers.
Gary,
but like that makes
Gary as in one nipple. Gary, he's giving advice about.
Wow,
the number of his nipples does not prevent him from understanding love.
I'm
kidding. Craig says she misses acting like a big sister because Kara is. We don't know where Kara is. Which, you know, makes sense.
I think the time thing is more of a technical thing because we were supposed to get an intense scene between Killer Frost and Reverse Flash. None of that happened. So I think scenes got pulled and we got extra Chalegra scenes. It's possible, but it was supposed to be from this. It was supposed to be this episode. People were talking about it a lot. And I was like actually kind of looking forward to it because we never really got any resolution for Killer Frost and Reverse Flash. So I mean, they might have pushed it to the next episode, but it was supposed to be for this episode. I remember like reading like tidbits about it, and it was supposed to be for like the part 4, because that's the only explanation I can tell for why we got like a lot of time on a relationship that isn't going to matter. It didn't matter anymore because the timeline got reset, and also it was hard to invest in it because 2 of the people that were getting involved in it were characters that aren't even Team Flash characters, and also. Those like the Alex role felt like what Caitlin was supposed to do, and I don't even know where Caitlin was most of the episode.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know about if Reverse Flash and Killer Frost if they were supposed to happen, but I know Eric said when I talked to him, he said like he wouldn't say what episode it was, but he said that there is supposed to be a scene between Caitlin and Eobard that has been like
the same thing to me. I don't care that they separated them.
That's okay.
Caitlin's not the same character. Yeah. Anyway, regardless, they were supposed. I thought it was supposed to be this. It was supposed to be the episode 4. I just don't see how that. I don't know what they could do in the next episode to like wrap that up. But I felt like there was way too much pulled out of this episode that maybe they wanted for the next episode for that, and they were just filling it with stuff that had nothing to do with the A plot, you know? Because I thought the whole episode it was like, oh, this is gonna have something to do with Eobard, and it never did. And also Unforgivable. We are 8 seasons into this, and you put that mop on a black man's head, Eric. You should know better. Like, come on.
Oh,
come on. That's so disrespectful. Like, I don't even care about. Brandon. But that's disrespectful. Like, you have had a black and POC filled cast for years. Candace has been open about the struggle of makeup and hair and having Black people in the actual makeup and hair rooms, and y'all put that mop on Brandon's head? Like, how disrespectful. Like, he's actually growing his hair out in real life. Like, that's why his hair looks like it does now. Like, he's actually growing out his locks, and they look adorable.
Yeah, it looks
and
beautiful.
They didn't hire a drag queen to get a nice little lace front. It costs money. Stop making our people look bad. I'm tired of this. Like, I'm sorry. That really made me mad. That's why I'm like, that's also another reason why I didn't pay attention to the Allegra Chester thing. I cannot stand to look at Chester. I literally couldn't look at him. It was that bad.
Yeah, no, it did. Yeah, it definitely threw me off last week. Like, again, like, just because last week that was the final scene, but like seeing throughout the whole episode, I'm like, I mean, I'm just sick of that. You know, when it comes to hair and makeup in general for CW shows, like, it's just. I mean, do I need to rant of like how long that list is of examples, like, you know, with wigs or whatnot? So I just
all we gotta look is the Black Lightning show. How many like literally in a single season, the girls had multiple hairstyles.
Right.
It's really not that hard. It's how much you care and putting the effort. And it's clear they don't care and see Black people's hair as something of importance. The fact that Candace had to fight for Iris to get one scene with her curly hair or two scenes, like it's a specific issue. Like, they have a image thing. It's a part of the reason why I think they've pulled back on Barry and Iris's intimacy too, because their shows are overwhelmingly have white audiences that are very conservative. So I have a feeling they just A, don't care, and B, want to appease their conservative white audiences. Like, we're loud online, but the majority of actual live TV watching audiences are conservative, and that's like those are the facts. Like, so it's just frustrating that but like Eric is the like showrunner who's supposed to be like, be aware and know all this stuff, and he just
it could also be
exaggerating it.
It could also be because I know that, like, even like when I look at something like Disney, where like they like some creators have tried to fight for more. Like, I mean, like the fact that how long did it take for the MCU to give us some LGBT representation before we actually got it? But it's like you know, is it even like one of the primary couples in MCU? Like,
right, barely.
So like it could be that maybe they are pushing it, but like it could be a network studio thing. But I agree with you. Like, it's like it should be when you have a cast that it has a lot of people color on it, you need to honor their cultures, their backgrounds, you know, their everyday lives and so on, because this is part of it. Like, I mean, I can't speak as a Black woman, like, you know, without all that, but like, you know, it is out there. You know, Candace has spoken about it, you know, Vanessa, you just brought up, really talked well about it. And so yeah, it's like I don't know what side where it's not being fought enough. And again, I remember like that episode in season 6 where, like, you know, she got to have her curly hair and then Baron Iris were like in one scene, because I mean I get it was because they were working so much in the crossover, but I'm just like, but I thought this was gonna be like we didn't even get to see them on their honey, or not on their honey, but like on their break that they were on. So but yeah, the Shalegra thing, yeah, I don't have much to say, but yeah, I like just being, you know, I like what people are saying in the chat that you know, maybe it was more like she needed to be a big sister to someone, but.
And I do agree that it was meant to parallel the power of love, right? It was just funny that it was all like almost all one specific kind of love. Normally, if you had a character like Joe on there, then you'd also have like the parallel of familial love. But since we don't get Joe now because Jesse's on vacation, it's all like, you should get married. Like, even Ryan, B-Team Ryan, was like, I don't like love. And then by the end of it, he's like, wow, Alex, you have convinced me. Love is the way and marriage is the answer. Let me go. So, yeah.
But yeah, does anyone want to say anything about Shalegra? I mean, again, I'm not against it or for it. Like, if they can do a good job with it, fine.
I'm for it, but the way that it was in this episode was a little bit like in your face, you know?
Yeah, like I agree. Like, you know, if they can do it naturally, like, especially from you know in the present timeline, that's fine. But at the same time, like, if it takes away time from West Island, I'm like, I don't really need, like, you know, because we have like there's already, like, you know, a lot of couples on the show anyway. So I'm like,
and all of them are straight.
Yeah,
Another thing that we could say, it has been 8 years. Where is that representation?
Where's the alphabet community?
Exactly.
The fact that they gave Killer Frost
Oh, you're breaking up completely right now.
Oh, okay.
This is a government conspiracy to stop us from speaking out.
They're silencing me.
Exactly.
Oh, here's a good comment from Craig. He said, I think one issue I do have with Shalegram is that everything is so intertwined with Team Fly. That's another reason I love seeing Ryan Wilder in this episode. Yeah, like, I don't know who on Twitter said this, but like remember when Barry like destroyed his and Iris' apartment, and like there was those photos came out, we didn't know what the context was. Someone hilariously put it out and said that Iris and Barry needs to move and not give out their address to anyone. And I'm like, you know what? That's not inaccurate. I agree. Like, they need, like, even listen, I love Ray Palmer, but like that one time I did not need him to interrupt anything was when he knocked on the door right as we were about to get our first West Island kids scene for the season, and he's like, "Hey, just you got gluten-free pizza? Like, I got all this luggage, even though I could shrink it." But yeah. If we don't have anything else to say about Shalea, let's move on to what
was Breeze gonna say?
Oh, sorry, Breeze. What were we gonna say?
Well, if you can hear me, I was gonna say it's a shame that they gave Killer Frost an extremely bland straight male white boyfriend when she could have been dating a girl.
Yeah, I knew that you were going to say that's what I wanted to say. Yes, exactly.
Yes, you were so
Why
right.
is Killer Frost a lesbian? There was such a setup for that. Damn it! Sorry, I had to get it off my chest.
No, I totally agree with you. I was expecting it too. I was like, I see it, I feel it. Also, what better reason, to not be in the same body with someone because you have different preferences.
Right. That could have been such a wealth of a story for a character they've struggled to write for. I've always really liked Killer Frost, and I'm like, make her gay, do something. And then it would have been a cool difference between like Caitlyn being like, I don't know how to relate to her because I'm a straight lady. And it would have been funny. It would have been a cool play. But no, they just made them both straight into white dudes.
I mean, listen, I do get distracted when he comes out on scene because I'm like,
yeah, he got nice boobies. I know. Yeah.
And that's as ridiculous as his jacket is. That's ridiculous. Moving on. Before I get lost, hashtag West Wilder. Tati, you want to kick us off since that's one you're going to run in the C story?
Well, Iris and Ryan are best friends, as they should be. I don't know if there's really anything to say other than they are super cool together. Iris gives Ryan advice from the heart, both for her marriage to Sophie and then for her eventual looking to adopt. And now that Vanessa has told us this and also has the Batwoman icon, I'm like, are you actually Ryan Wilder? Is that what's happening? But anyway, so at the same time, Ryan promises that she will help Iris become a runaway bride if Eobard turns out to be no good for her soul. She has to cut out halfway through to go back to Batwoman, but we are all super grateful to have finally gotten Iris and a real, actual friendship with a woman on our screens who is not forced to be near her because she's part of Team Flash. Yay! Yes. Vanessa, would you like to share your feelings?
I agree with you. I love Ryan Wilder so much. I love Javisha Leslie so much. I feel almost as passionate about her as I do about Candace and Iris, which is very rare for me. I don't care about people like that much. Celebrity people I don't know, Like, I
don't really care about people.
I don't care about anyone. But no, I really this crossover and then actually being friends in real life and supporting each other. And then you could see in the show that they're there for each other. And yeah, the Ryan talking about adopting, I squealed because I was like, that's beautiful. More people would adopt. There are so many kids that don't have homes, and that we should do that instead of focusing on spiking the birth rate. Conservatives, anyway. So I just really think that Iris needed someone like Ryan to get her focused. Iris already had doubts. Ryan helped her get to where she needed to go. I think that was beautiful. Is that really the first display of Black female friendship we've had on the show?
I mean, I'm trying to think now. I feel like yes.
I mean,
that's really sad.
Yeah.
It feels more. It's like her stepmom. So
yeah.
Yeah. All
I
of
mean,
her
there was a
friends
time
were-
that Joni was there also.
one, yeah, they could, that could have been a cool.
Joni, who no one remembers
No one even
exists.
mentioned her.
I'm at this point. I'm just gonna at some point just DM Eric a bit like, you erased her after Crisis, didn't you? No,
I feel
no.
like she did, or he
Um,
did. Yeah, no, I loved it. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about it.
we had it. Maybe you can answer this question. We had it back a little bit before. Let me. Y'all, there's so many of you today. I'm not complaining. Please don't leave. We need the views. No, I'm happy everyone is here. But there was this question from Lido. Hey, does anyone know who Ryan was referring to when she was talking to Iris and gave her that gun and said it was for that lady in red? Who was that woman talking about?
I wondered that too, actually, but I didn't want to embarrass myself by not understanding the reference. So if anyone understood the reference, let me know.
Red lady in red.
Yeah, I
Like,
wasn't
one of
sure
her
what
own-
that could have been
one of her own
referencing.
villains.
Yeah, Lady in Red.
I mean, because Poison Ivy, like, I mean, I know she has red hair, but like,
I was thinking Sophia, but
Craig says
that's a
Wanda
long
Maximoff.
cast.
no, you know what? It's
There
it's
you go.
Mephisto. It's Mephisto.
Mephisto. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. It sounds like they wanted to say a villain without saying a villain. So I don't know.
Maybe,
Well,
yeah,
they-
maybe it's like a hint to a future villain.
Perhaps. Yeah.
Well, they were going like, oh, I have to go back to Gotham
Oh,
to
Maximoff.
fight Two-Face. I'm like, oh, well, now we can use Two-Face. Craig, you wish it was Cheryl Blossom.
Oh my god,
no,
that'd be awesome.
after last night with Rivervale, I am right on my like keep that Archie.
I don't even know
away.
what is. I don't even. Not even gonna ask. I'm not even gonna ask.
I'm so bummed. Craig, I was rage writing to Craig all night. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is all we got of Sabrina.
That's how I felt about Kyler in the one episode. Like, is that it? A FaceTime call? But I got more from her. It's fine.
Where were we? Sorry, I'm so distracted tonight. I'm so sorry.
Ryan and Iris. I think Breeze is up to talk about it. Ryan and Iris.
Yeah, so I think Craig made a good comment earlier in the chat. Ryan and Iris seem to have a more genuine friendship because Ryan wasn't involved as part of Team Flash / Star Labs / etc. Like, no shade to Camilla and Allegra, but like they were Iris's employees. It's like nice for Iris to have a friend who is not necessarily someone she's working with to like take down bad guys or like report on Central City. Like, it's so like important for her to have friends, and like she just really, I mean, even before Camilla and Allegra, like she didn't really have any that we saw on screen, and it was just like depressing. So it was just so nice to see them together, and you can tell they really enjoy each other in real life and have great chemistry. And I just hope we can see more of that when we get back to the regular timeline, that this isn't just a one-off thing. Like, hopefully there's a way for them to get to know each other and be friends in the normal timeline too.
Yeah.
Will you have thoughts, Andy? Final thoughts on the beautiful friendship blossoming between the ladies that we better see again?
Yeah.
We better see again, and I think we will see it again. This was, again, it was incredible because, again, everyone has been putting out this brilliantly that there is too much, intertwined between the Team Flash and Barry Iris' personal life. Like I want to see their friends that have nothing to do with the Star Labs world and whatnot. So, and to have someone like Ryan, it's especially when you know that Javisha and Candace are good friends in real life and they had such great chemistry. And again, I thought it was great. It kind of brings back a little bit back when we had Linda Park on the show, which I'm one day hopefully we'll see her again. But and again, I know I give Legends a lot of crap, but like one of the reasons that I have issues with Legends in some ways is that I feel like they have every one of those people, heroes who are on the team, they have put the pause button on, consistent on from their personal lives. Like, they don't they don't have like really lives they can just go back to because they kind of just gave it up in many ways. So like, and I feel now that this season is kind of exploring that, but it's like that's what I want to see, that's why I like with the Flash. But like, they do actually, like, there is a focus on like whether it's someone like Cisco thinking like, well, what am I gonna do for the rest of my life? I mean, I can't just be working at Star Labs the rest of my life. I gotta find the next chapter. I gotta find the next adventure for myself, or if it's Camilla, or if it's like whoever. And so I like the fact that we can see outside perspectives. And again, with Ryan and Iris, I'm hoping that sometime later this season, because the good thing with Batwoman season 3 is that it only has 13 episodes, and I think they're literally just filming the season finale right now. So hopefully Javisha can come back for a guest spot later this season, because that would be great. And can we? Because I also want to talk about Wild more, because I'm like,
oh yeah,
like. Did Eric Walsh just decide for Batwoman? Like, you know what? They're gonna get together. I don't care whatever mess you guys are doing right now, where like you're like teasing them. Like,
doubt it. I doubt that he can make that kind of decision.
I'm sure they signed off on it.
Yeah. But like, I'm glad he and the writers did include, like, of course. I mean, I'm kidding. Of course, they probably worked with Batwoman team, but like the fact that they worked in Wildmore and talked about like where they are now and so on, because I do enjoy them together, and like I wish we could, man. I wish we had Batwing on here or not, because like I'm really enjoying the season of Batwoman, and I'm like, and again, like Luke has become one of my faves. So like and I probably could have preferred him over Ryan, who like didn't really like his role in the episode. He has his new attitude is cool, but oh my god.
Hey, actually, I can answer that question. I don't know about that specific, but it's not that hard to get it. It ain't easy. It's a lot of work. I actually know someone who personally has a Pulitzer, and it's a lot of work, but it's not hard. It's not like getting.
Well, it's not like there's not like one Pulitzer. There's Pulitzers for different categories, so it's not like it's one prize for all of journalism every year. So like it is like,
right.
Yeah, not like
you may have gotten it for like
it's not the Nobel Peace Prize,
right? It could be in multiple things, yeah.
But no, I just again like I think and that's the thing. We've said this for several weeks now, that one of the great things with Armageddon is that we can have these characters come by and stop by. It doesn't have to be like a crisis level type of feeling for these characters who are in the same world to engage with each other. Like I what, honestly, one of the best episodes I could ever imagine for the for the Flash or whatever is like all of them came together and just had one hell of a Monopoly gaming night. Like just just a whole episode, or D&D or whatever. So like just let them do normal stuff. But let's see. Let me see what if there's anything else.
Lois probably has one too, Craig. He mentioned Kara has one, Iris has one, so and Lois probably has one, right? Yeah, she does. In Superman and Lois, they mentioned that.
Yeah.
So basically, every journalist in the CW verse is a prize-winning, award-winning caliber journalist, if they're women, because Clark don't got one.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Huh? Did you get one? Did I lie about that? Oh.
You wanted to play D&D, so she'll like get to.
Oh.
Sir. Oh my. Why is everyone so like?
That's correct. Though.
There's so much energy. Yes, thank you. I was gonna be like everyone is so like thirsty, horny, whatever you want to say. Like, there's a lot of energy tonight. Lois from Earth, Lois from 167, but right 102. Listen, it's small but Lois saying she definitely has one because she's Edgar Rance. And thank God, the Schlark fans who wanted to see Chloe become Lois did not get what they wanted. Because we don't deal with criminals like her. Anyway, I'm gonna get attacked so hard in my mentions, but I always imagine living a short life anyway. Anyway, let's is there anything else we want to bring up from this episode? Any favorite other moments or whatnot? Or because the alternate timeline thing was just so compelling. I'm like, so much happened. Like, no Sarah, Nate, Ray, the Ledgers are dead, Cisco is dead, Joe died, and like is there anything else anyone want to share? Or I guess we need to talk about the final scene. Which again, like when I watch the screener, I'm like, Vanessa is gonna scream so loud in her house that the neighbor could be like, is she okay? Because I'm like, this is so exciting. This is so exciting. Eobard shows up wearing that sick yellow costume, and he activates Morena Baccarin's Gideon once again, and like he's angry. He's very angry, y'all. Like, like he's about to flip something. Like if this was on HBO Max, Eobard would be super speeding and flipping the bird to everyone while destroying the timeline. Vanessa, what do you think Eobard's end game here is? Obviously not Thanos' end game, but like, what do you think he's about to unleash?
I think he's got murder on the brain now. Like I think it was Bobby who made it a good point. It was like he used his smarts. This was his smartest plan. This was his foolproof smart plan. He finally won. He finally beat Barry. And also this Eobard remembers the years he spent as the Flash. He remembers his entire life. He lost once again a world because of Barry. So I think he's got murder on the brain. I think he's gonna kill somebody. And it might be Iris. I don't know. I don't think he's actually gonna kill her, but I could see him trying. I could see him going after Joe. I think he's gonna try and murder someone. And that will cause Barry to do something in the comics that I don't know if they'll go that far on the show, but I mean, how do you solve the Eobard problem, you know?
Right.
So Eobard has done enough where Mercy doesn't work on him. There's a storyline in the recent Flash comics where they did a really cool thing where they buried him back and altered his timeline or his past so that he never grew a hatred of Barry, and that effectively ended Eobard's like machinations. So they might go that route, or they might go the murder route. I don't know. But we'll see. I think he's gonna kill somebody though. I do think he's gonna try.
Could you imagine the WandaVision season 1 ending where like she locks away Agatha in like the TV show? Like, what if he does that? He just locks away Eobard. Like, you're gonna be the star of your own TV show. Like the Truman, like he's gonna put Eobard in the Truman show.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine? Because I'm like, because the one thing I never want, and like not to get on a soap, but like I cannot watch a Barry Allen. I don't want to watch a Barry Allen who murders. I mean, with this show, I will. I mean, I'm here with the show till it ends, but I just don't want that. I just don't like. For me, like I was triggered in season 3 when he was exploring the idea of just killing King Shark, which again, I know King Shark is chaotic and whatnot, but I'm like, I just don't want to see Barry kill. I just, I can't really live with that reality, if that makes sense.
Understandable.
We have a lot of comments.
We have a lot of comments. Let's go through them. Let's see. What do we have? There people are talking about. Was it weird not seeing or hearing Joe at the end? Well, Joe, just see what Martin is probably enjoying his break. But we know he's alive because Candace, like weeks before the Armageddon even started, she posted a photo where like Grant was like really, really like feeling himself apparently, like because like he looked in the mirror and Grant was just like, go look at the photo. I don't know like how, like again, there's a lot of horniness tonight, and I don't think I should continue. And so, but yeah, so he will be back, but at least it's good. He's alive. He's well. We can relax. Let's see.
What did we think of the Atom suit? Oh.
I mean, it was great. I just, again, but now I'm like, I don't know if it matters that much because, time has been erased. But like,
do you prefer Ryan's or Ray's?
I prefer Ryan's because it's like, again, I don't like this whole Iron Man.
Yeah.
Right.
Wannabe look like, and I feel so bad for Brandon who's had to like put on that suit for 5 seasons and then Legends treat him the way they did, and it's just so weird because they always do costume upgrades almost like every season for most of these characters, but for some reason I'm like, but would it be easier if it was more like what Ryan has. It's not expensive, like, because from a special effects perspective, it will be more expensive and more complicated when you have to work with something that is that huge and that practically complicated.
Mhm.
And
Which is why I don't think he suited up as much during like the later seasons. The problem could have been solved if they gave him a suit that looked like Ryan's.
well, I mean, does anyone on Legends really suit up these days?
Yeah, I don't even know if there's any heroes left on Legends.
Yeah, like it's been
actually
such a long time. It's been such a long time that the Black Widow movie forgot that accidentally did a White Canary costume for Black Widow, and like, oops, very similar. And let's see, great. No, he's not gonna kill Mia next week. Calm down. And so much chaos, Craig, today. Like, what did you like? What did you drink today? Or like,
He's here to make it spicy.
let's see. Mind the Gap says, I still think we have to see that original timeline where Barry's mother was never killed and he
Yes!
died at old
Yeah.
age.
Mhm.
Yes, I want the original timeline.
And
That could be something to explore for the last season.
Yeah.
oh, listen to me. Listen to everyone who's watching and listening right now. If I don't get that payoff to what we had in 123, where Barry season 1 Barry sees future Barry and Eobard fighting each other in the Allen house, and we had to see Nora Allen for the 700th time be killed. If I don't get a payoff for that, I will be so hurt. I will be more hurt than when Arrow decided to, in their season 5 finale, reveal that, hey, guess what? So in the flashbacks, all Oliver really did was he just Ubered his way back to the island, put on another bad CW wig and beard, and was like, I've been stranded for 5 years. And then we had to put up with that inaccurate monologue. I need help. Anyway, yeah, great. I mean, yeah, Eobard is probably going to come back for the series finale at some point. I cannot imagine the series finale of the Flash without Eobard. And he just says he's going to be with the Flash until 2023. Ha ha. Ryan Choi's costume was so much better than Ray's costume, says Mind the Gap. Yeah, like again, it's also like it's just more practical and it looks more easier to wear. Keenan says, can you imagine Brandon wearing wearing it in this episode, wearing his old suit in this episode and seeing that suit? If I was Brandon, I would be like, why does he get a simple suit? I've been here for 9 years. I was Superman. That Kingdom Come costume though is so good to look at. Craig says, I asked Steven about that, and he said, "Don't you worry about that, Craig." And Steven lied. We should have worried all along. But anyway, any final thoughts on the episode before we go to listener feedback?
10/10 would recommend.
This
Yeah,
episode.
It was a really good episode. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do some tweets, and then we will get to our email from Libby. So I will do the tweet quickly. And for everyone who's in the chat, you could final warning now for listener feedback. So if you have any thoughts, start commenting. Ollie at Super Ollie 74 says, "I love the episode. In the end, love conquers all." Yes. At the Casey Lyle 1 says, "Not as good as the previous episode, but still okay. The opening catch-up scene in the future was sort of painful, just seemed obligatory. The performers were fine, just awkward dialogue in my opinion. Cool to see the Atom, but his mask seemed off. I like the rest of the costume, way more accurate than Ray's, which was not at all. So Ryan is married to Sophie in his reality, ? But because the CW show must have their super attractive leads hook up. Sigh. While that specific future is gone, I hope that one doesn't put them together. But that's a gripe for another show," he says. Once again, West Island's love basically saves the day. Double sigh. I mean, at this point, it's literally their go-to save-the-day tactic. It's a little tired. Oh well, still enjoyable enough, and looking forward to part 5. Oh, so Kyle was not feeling this episode. Fair enough. Fair enough. As Chef Danny says, "Oh my god, my head's still spinning. LOL, awesome. But as we know, when timeline is changed, there's other changes. What will be?" That's
True.
a good point.
Mhm.
At Run Me My Money Please, great handle. Amazing, brilliant, incredible. In all caps. It's that Lady Gaga gift, like amazing, brilliant,
Yeah.
never done before.
Yes.
Show stopping.
Show-stopping. At Saying Quad 92 says awesome. At Bar Allen 400 says loved it. It was a comic book story come to life and honestly felt like a love letter to Iris, which I loved. Gracing Iris and Ryan's friendship, and I hope we see more of that moving forward. The only thing that felt out of place was the Allegra and Chester's romance. And at Alexis Wayrider says the episode played up how Iris is the beating heart of the Flash. So I wish we got more fun Iris Barry. The Chester Lego romance should have been saved for regular season, but overall I love that.
Good.
Yeah.
So yeah, there we go with tweets. So yeah, let's get to the email, and I guess we should start to just get some live comments, and then we're gonna wrap this up.
All right, which of us is doing the email?
We only have one this week, so I can read it. This is from Libby. Hi, Flash Podcast. I really enjoyed this episode and seeing this twisted future play out. My favorite scene was when Reverse Flash laid out his evil plan and triumphantly said that he killed Barry as a boy, which he wanted to do all those years ago. Tom did a great job of adopting aspects of the Flash demeanor but putting a sinister twist on it. Grant really stepped it up this episode with so many great moments with Barry and Iris, as well as Damian. It reminded me of season 5 episode with the chemist when he tried to act like Reverse Flash to get Damian's help, but then ultimately it was being his true self that got through to him. It's a wonderful arc for Barry from being at his lowest and then finding his way back to his family by the end. Of course, I need to mention the amazing bond between Ryan and Iris, even for the few scenes that we had, seeing Iris choose Barry again, seeing what she did in Elseworlds was so beautiful, and then their reunion at the end was icing on the cake. Of course, I wish there had been a kiss, but it was sweet nonetheless. It was amusing hearing the commentary on Twitter, how Ebard was dating Iris for close to 18 years, but only now is marrying her. That's what Tatiana mentioned earlier.
Right.
And she still couldn't come up with her vows. Clearly, there were some red flags that she had been ignoring. However, I don't understand why so many scenes and guest stars were devoted to the Chester and Allegra storyline. Yep, I think we all agree with that. Firstly, they are discussing an incident that happened 10 years prior, but we haven't seen yet. And second, this is an alternate timeline which is being erased, so why does it matter if they kiss? I would rather Alex and Ryan Choi have something more interesting to do. But I do hope this foreshadows that Ryan will be joining Team Flash soon, which was hinted by Nora. Don't remember that being hinted. That
And which Nora?
I'm not sure.
Last season, I think back in the day when XS mentioned, I think it might have been an Easter egg.
Oh, yeah, that could have been.
I think.
Yeah, that sounds familiar, actually.
Yeah.
Good catch, Libby. Lastly, Frost and Chilbane just irritate me, but specifically Mark. The acting is horrible. The stunt choreography even worse, and I'm confused why they're even fighting him if they have ice powers and can just freeze Damian Dark instead.
Right. And they still ended up on the floor. They still ended up on the floor.
All over the place. Where was the powers?
Besides that, this episode was a joy to watch, and I'm interested to see how this story wraps up and sets up the rest of the season. Cheers, Libby. Thanks for your email, Libby.
Thank you.
Thank you. We love you.
I don't mind his acting. I do think the choreography is like, okay, like there's a lot of flips.
No, you're biased by the boobies.
Yeah,
I mean-
exactly. You're blinded by the boobs.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think the material's the best, but yeah.
I'm sorry, he may act in other roles, but in this specific role, it's the boobies. You're distracted by the boobies. That's all.
That's so funny.
I mean, do you mean like the 6 boobies that he has? Because I'm just like, listen, like but the fact that Judge John Cork can wear that in cold Vancouver, I'm just like, I mean, listen, respect, but also.
Oh wait, I do want to add. Lido in the chat said that in season 5, Nora said her suit was made by Ryan Choi. When
Okay, there you go. We got it. We got it.
And then they were like crisis, and I'm still trying to figure out like even the I love the suit that Barry has now is his best one, but even in the seasons they premiered, they never explain like where it came from. I'm like, deleted scene? Did I just miss? Because Grant made such a big deal at it, but for right reasons. At Comic-Con, we're scrapping the old cow. It's a whole new design now. So oh my god, we're probably getting the gold boots next week. If given that the photo that they released was promoted for Armageddon, some.
Yeah, Ebard's got his yellow or his red boots. Got to give Barry his gold boots.
Yes.
We have a lot of comments. Let's get to them.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. Okay, so let's see. Let me just go.
I think it
And-
starts with Candace deserves special points because I just want to say yes, she does.
Yeah, Brandon got the best suit in the Arrowverse, says Craig with his Kingdom Come suit. Definitely one of my favorites. He says Candace deserves special points. Love her scenes in this episode. Yeah, listen, when she cries, I cry.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I felt that.
She's the best
And-
actor on the show now.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Keenan says, I don't know if you discussed this. So the show is fully trolling us right now when it comes to Jenna. I don't think we'll see her. When Cecile came in, it was like she's been thinking these mean thoughts about me. I'm like, do you mean the internet from last week? I love that. I love Danny
They were
Nicolette.
so
but-
united over how
but
mad
that-
they were.
yeah, I love Danny Nicolette, and I usually love Cecile. But like last week, I was like, I had to tell my mom, I'm like, you don't know what they did. Like again, she doesn't watch the show, but I was like, there's this mother on the show where like she literally yelled at a grieving child, and she again she knits a lot, so she was just being like she was just like she was knitting, and she was just like
So cute.
go figure. She was like go figure in Persian. Let's see. Craig goes, does Diggle go around saying damn it, Eobard? I don't. Where does Diggle come into the equation?
Like he speeds him around like Barry does, and he throws up.
He'll be like, I don't. You don't make me puke the way that Barry makes me puke. I don't like you, Eobard. Cybernetic Flower says, I'm just sad we didn't get the show's take on the Flash's first wedding. I mean, I don't. Did you really want to see Eobard and Iris get married in this episode?
I mean, speak for yourself.
I mean, I wanted that. I did want them to recreate the comic cover from that we showed last week.
Yeah,
That
I
would've
had,
been
which I
cool.
had on my wall. I forgot about that. Yeah, I
You
wanted
had
to
it on your
see
wall
it.
too?
Yeah, I didn't realize I had it. We were talking about it last week. It's literally I just looked at it. I was like, oh yeah,
Then
that's
that's
the
a ball.
only old issue that I have that I own that's on my wall, and it actually cost me like $20 to get because it's the original. That was at some comic book store. But I wanted to see Iris at least in like an Eobard approved wedding dress. I don't know. I thought it would have been really cute. But I understand they were like, let's not go too far with it. But yeah.
Yeah, no, and whenever Vanessa is doing live shows on DC Podcast, and her camera's on it, I always been like, can she please just show us the wall? Because I know she has so much comic art, and I'm like, I just like text like, can you just take the camera up? I'm like, no, I'm not gonna bottom through the
Let
show.
me see if we can get it. Hold on.
I will go through the chat. Meanwhile, Lido says, oh, let's see. Oh, there we go.
There
Oh
is
my
right
God.
There is so that's my husband got me that Flash poster from the first season, and then I put the Iris thing on it. It's literally an unfinished wall. I have that's gonna be my Barry, that's gonna be my Flash wall, and then that's just my generic everything.
Oh my,
So yeah, I do have the original Flash right there. And then
I
that's
love
my
that. Well, thank you for showing us that Wonder
That
Woman.
was beautiful.
Thank you. Lido
Don't
says,
mind the Gal Gadot poster. That's old.
so far, this event has been way better than I expected it to be. The score, the dialogue between all the characters, even the CJ looks better than ever. I'm very happy with the direction it's all going. I hope it stays this way for the second half of the season. Yeah, I would say it's okay to end the show now, but now with this quality, I hope it goes 10 more seasons. 10 more seasons. I hope it goes till season 10, and I hope he hopes to see Grant in the Flash movie. Well, you will have to wait till next year to find out. Let's see. Keenan says, did we know Cecile had that mask? Yeah, from last season. It still looks too much like Iron Man. I'm just like,
I literally thought it was like it looks like War Machine's mask. Yeah.
Craig says, also Ryan can make a suit for Nora, but not himself. Gift in the mail from Cisco. We need photos. I don't know what you're about. Oh, so yeah, by now we're getting the boosters lined up. I mean, it has to be next week, I guess. But Keenan, you and I, we get each other. Shilba is pure eye candy, and I'm not mad at it.
I mean, I like eye candy as much as the next person.
But I was
but-
also hoping that
Right.
Killer Frost would have also been like either like bi or gay or something. Like, again, like it would have been interesting, and like and also I'm glad that Chilblain isn't like, because again, the one thing I was always concerned about Chilblain was that he was going to be some sort of Captain Cold rip off, but again, they made him very, very different.
That might have been better, to be honest.
Well, like, in this episode, I was like, why are you here? And also, enough with the flips. I get it. It's like,
right.
I'm like, and it's not because I'm insecure about my. I mean, I am definitely insecure about my. I wish I could move like that, but I'm also like, can you? Because I know he does a lot of, like, a lot of stonework and so on. I just wish that he could just do other moves.
Yeah.
Also,
Mhm.
also we need to address something before we wrap this up. Legends and the Flash, when they use the cold gun or the heat gun, it's not just something like if you blast their arm, it just goes away. If you blast them with ice or fire,
Mhm.
that's not gonna end well for them. Damien Dark should have either like he should have lost an arm or he should have been like, I can't move, but instead he was just like, poof. That's not how ice and thank you so much for joining us this week on this episode of the Flash Podcast, the Reverse Flash Podcast. Everyone who's tuning in, thank you so much for your comments. You can when it comes to tweets and email, always tweet at us at the Flash Podcast or the flashpodcast@gmail.com every Tuesday night up till Wednesday afternoon, and we will read as many as we have time for on the show. So, first of all, Vanessa, thank you for letting us kidnap you for another week and bless us with your presence. So, where can people find you on social media and anything else you want to plug?
Well, I'm always down to be here. So I'm glad anytime Eobard's on an episode, feel free to ask me. Same goes for the Batwoman podcast, even though I don't think Eobard's ever showing up there, but I do love talking about Batwoman. I literally am on everything as Vanessa Shark. I'm also in Gotham part-time as one of the Bats. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, that's all. Gotta go.
Wait. Can we rewind? Wait, you're one of the.
Apparently, I'm Ryan Wilder. Anyway, that's where you can find me. Best Shark. Boo.
There you go.
And Naomi podcast. Follow it because I think the first episode dropped, and I'll be recording the second episode this Sunday with Nate and Brittany. So that'll be coming next week. We're going to be talking about the books and the show. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Awesome stuff. Tati, what about you?
You can find me at Marcella's Ear on Twitter, where I will most likely retweet interviews with Screen Rant or reviews, podcasts like the Flash Podcast, Ladies with Gumption, and Pop a la carte. And then, otherwise just tweet nonsense once every week when I remember that I have a Twitter.
Yeah, I like lying about Andy, not letting you talk for one person.
Like speaking true things as reverse psychology to be allowed to then talk about the topic of my choice.
I mean, I've saved that receipt already. So and now we have video receipt that I timed that. Watch as my counter's been still going, and it's like it's an hour 54. Breeze, where are you at on social media and your other projects?
You can follow me on Twitter at Breeze Riley. Find my stuff on themarvelreport.com, telltale.tv.com, and Justice League Dark podcast will be making a reappearance soon. I actually mean it this time. I know I say that like every 3 months and then we don't come back, but we have a recording date on the calendar. So make sure to subscribe and follow for our next episode.
She really does mean it. It is coming. So if only one of us would actually reveal more information about the JLD shows, come on. Like, if I hear one more spinoff and I don't even hear any casting on what they've already announced, I will like.
We're literally getting Peacemaker in January, and that was announced after Justice League Dark.
You don't need to rub salt in the wound.
I'm sorry.
But wow.
I'm so sorry.
I bet there's gonna be another spin-off, and there will be like, but what about Constantine? Well, we gotta announce, Zatanna, Dr. Fate, all these other things, or whatever they have in the pipe work. And you can find me at Andy Behbakht on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and Vero. And you can find me over at the Titans and Doom Patrol podcast. And for people our international listeners, Titans Season 3 is now on Netflix, so go and watch it. And it has its ups and downs. It has a lot of good himbo content with my boy Dick Grayson in that Nightwing suit. I love saying that word now because my co-host made me obsessed with it. So go watch it. And you can also find me over at Screen Rant and Malport, or if you're very unlucky in your nightmares, We've been going long enough, so we're just gonna say, if you want to find the podcast and so on, it is on the show notes, both here in our video description below and on the website in audio format. I have one more thing I can say. Y'all may want to pay attention to my Twitter the next day or so. May have something y'all might be interested in. Just saying. Yeah, just saying. I think it will make a lot of people happy. I just don't want to jinx it yet. So, but
Okay.
yeah, and back where I'm at. So there you go. But Craig, Craig, go to bed.
I was like, why does it sound like you're waiting for him to respond? Go to bed. It's like 4 o'clock.
He's like, well, yeah, it's
Craig,
true.
can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Craig?
There will be no Peacemaker podcast. We may do roundtable discussion on the YouTube channel. Which, by the way, if you like this video, which I bet you do because you were with us for over an hour, give us thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell so you know when we go live with brand new videos and live streams. And yeah, we will be back next week live for part 5, the final installment of Armageddon. What is Eobard gonna do? Who is he gonna kill? Will Cecile keep her? Will she be Chill, or will Chill blame do it if not for her? And we shall see. We shall see. But again, Vanessa, thank you so much for joining, and everyone in the chat, thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah, we'll see you next week on the Flash Podcast. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Just gotta find a clip. Oh, there we go.